good friend Carly on the podcast. And Carly, who are you?
I am Jacqueline's boyfriend's sister. This is how we're all related.
Yes.
And yeah.
That's funny. I got in trouble at I got made fun of at a party recently because it was a show and tell party, and I said, I brought a picture of Jacqueline's show and tell, and I was showing it to people, and there was like a lot of people I didn't know.
Yeah.
And one of the people that I just met was like, "Who's Jacqueline?" And I went, she works with Graham and I. And then we got made fun of because Graham was like, yeah, I would never be friends with her because that's his bit lately.
Oh,
And
gosh.
Then,
Graham.
and then he was like, and Jacqueline doesn't even work with us anymore.
Oh, no.
And so I got made fun of. But I was like,
Oh, it's
usually
okay.
when someone's like, who are you?
What do you say?
And it's in like a new scenario. It's like, how do you know this person?
I know.
Yeah, because I didn't even expect you to put that together for the first thing. I was like, that is true. That is how we got here.
They probably want to know how I guess we're related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how we all came to be.
It's kind of a loaded question. Who are you?
Yeah. Well, that was the idea that Maria had behind the podcast in general, was just like what people define as who they are. Like, is it their career? Is it the people they know? You know, all that. So,
well, I guess I define it as how I'm related to Jacqueline.
Yeah, and I'm honored. Thank you. I'm very glad. I'm very glad that you're my boyfriend's sister. It's great.
Oh, thanks.
So, on the career side, do you want to tell us kind of like about your experience with school and what you do for work and your day-to-day?
I just came straight to Boise State from high school for nursing school.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a nurse. I'm a labor and delivery nurse.
Yeah.
And I graduated in 4 years. So I did all my like prereqs in 2.5 years. And then this nursing program at Boise State's 5 semesters. So I graduated when I was 21 as a nurse.
Wow. That's so young. That's like an early graduation, right?
Well, I have a late birthday. So I turned 21 and then graduated that year in May.
Okay.
And then I started working when I was 21 in August. But I turned 22 fast. But still, like, that's pretty crazy to be young. All my patients or, like, family members would always ask me how old I was in the beginning, and I would just lie. There's no way they could know I'm 26. But now I'm 24, so now I feel like that's a little more acceptable.
More seasoned.
I'll say 24. I'll tell the truth now.
Yeah.
But at first, I was like, how old do you think I am? And I remember one patient was like 26, and I'm like, exactly.
You got it. You nailed it. Yeah. Yeah. So what inspired you to go into that career path?
Well, my mom's a labor and delivery nurse, so I just thought that's what I always wanted to do. But then in school, I was like, I should probably see if there's something else maybe I like better or something. I don't know. I don't want to just like be stuck in this labor and delivery thing because that's what my mom did.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a very open mindset all through school and everything. But then I had my like actual maternity semester and stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I was lucky that I got placed at St. Luke's where I work now as a student for my like senior preceptorship, and that pretty much I think got me hired on that floor because it's hard to get hired there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you saying it was really competitive.
Yeah. It's just hard for new grads to start in labor and delivery because it's so specialized.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is a preceptorship like an internship for nursing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's like your last semester of nursing school, and it's like 200 hours, and you're just in one unit with one nurse, and you just do that.
You just like shadow a nurse.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Pretty much.
And you're a preceptor now, right? Like you are now, you've kind of swapped roles where you're doing the teaching now.
Yes, and I just got an email today. I have another person that I'm training, and they don't even tell you. They just send you an email, and they're like, hey, here's the schedule for the next person. So I guess I'm just like a preceptor forever now, but it's okay. I don't mind it.
Yeah, that's exciting though. I feel like they definitely have to trust you to know what you're doing to do that, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's fun. It's hard at first because they just don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like going from zero, and I've teach them everything.
Yeah.
But now, like my little orientee that I'm with now, she's doing so much of it on her own. I'm like, oh my god, I taught her all that. It's so fun.
It's gotta be so satisfying
and
to see.
My job is so much easier because she does it for me. So I just get to like make sure she's doing it right. But
yeah,
it's rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're not working, what do you like to do?
I like to do a lot of activities. That's what I like to say. I just love activities.
Yeah, you've got a lot of
What's
different
your favorite
outdoor hobbies.
Well, okay. I like to mountain bike. We've gone mountain biking
Mm-hmm.
and camp and paddleboard. And I like to cook and bake and take the dog on walks and be outside. You know, just like basic Boise stuff. That pretty much everyone likes to do it.
You mentioned you had a PR this morning, right? Or was it a PR?
Oh, yes, I do CrossFit.
Yeah.
Yes, I did have a PR. It was good.
That's exciting.
It
Yeah.
felt nice.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Big day.
It's a big win.
Big win.
Yeah.
My sister and I do it together, and she got home from the gym this morning, and she woke me up because she also got a PR.
Oh,
Wow.
what was
she woke me up.
hers?
She's like, I deadlifted 186 times.
Oh,
and then
wow.
I had to beat her, obviously. Yeah.
A little friendly
The
sister
competitive
competition.
edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're competitive, for
Yeah.
sure.
Is there a competition coming up that you guys are doing?
Yes.
Oh, when is that? What is
November
what does that
9th.
entail?
You should come.
Oh yeah, I'd love to come.
You guys should come watch. It's a like trio partner competition.
Are you doing it with Ellie,
Yeah.
your sister?
Oh.
Yeah.
So we can't get like Ellie and Carly t-shirts.
No, well,
Who's the third?
I guess
Yeah.
the third is this. I've met her like briefly. She's a freshman at BSU, and I think she actually wanted to do the comp, but she needed a team. So the coaches were like, "You guys should do it with her," and we're like, "All right,
Oh, that'll be fun. I want to come see that.
yeah,
That's cool.
we'll see."
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah.
So I guess how does that fit into your daily life and scheduling, right? Because you work, is it 3 days, 12-hour shifts?
Mhm.
So how does that look for you, like balancing between
Yeah.
work and like all of the activities?
Well, everyone thinks that it's like 3 days of working and 4 days off, but it's just not. It does not end up like that. Like my schedule is so scattered, which is I'm still grateful for that I still have like 4 days off a week,
Right.
but it's just not consecutive like you would imagine, like a lot of people would imagine. So I just work out on my days off. So I work out like 3 days a week,
Mhm.
and then I try to do yoga like one day
Yeah.
on the weekend or something.
I feel like it's always harder, like working a shift job of any type where you don't have a set schedule to
Yeah.
have that routine. Like you have to be super disciplined to be on top of things, and
Yeah.
because it's not just set in a 9 to 5 of like, oh, I know I go and do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday or something
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, that's gotta be challenging.
Yeah, it's still nice though. Like I can have 8 days off in a row without taking PTO.
That is
nice.
That is a perk.
So that is nice. My schedule might suck like before and after that 8 days, but it's worth it.
Yeah, for
For
sure.
all that time off.
And you did night shift for a while, right? You had
Mhm.
to when you started.
Yeah. I usually get hired like to night shift
Mhm.
as a new grad, so I did that for like a year and a half, and then I
Mhm.
just switched to day shift in April.
What was that like?
It was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, much better now.
Yeah, I feel like that would be so hard on your body to do for. I mean, and that's what everybody says is like you do it
Yeah.
while you're young,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I can't imagine.
Yeah, it
Flipping
was
myself
fun.
like
Like
that.
the night shift camaraderie is definitely more fun than day shift.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the 3 a.m. You know, when you're up at 3 a.m.
And you're like,
You know what I
working.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like what is even happening right now? So I do miss that, but I don't miss just like feeling sick all the time. Like,
Yeah.
you know when you just are getting sick or like getting over sickness? That's how it felt all the time, every day.
Yeah. And then having to flip and like,
Yeah.
I remember we would be planning to go camp and you'd be like, I think I can get up by noon, but then you'd be basically waking up in the middle of the night
Yeah.
for you to come and
Yeah.
hang out during the day with us and then have to flip back. And
Yeah,
so-
it was rough. So I was like fine on night shift. I could have kept doing it, but I
Mhm.
had the spot opened up for day shift in April. So I was like, I should probably just take it while I can because I don't know. There hasn't been another position since that one.
Yeah.
So I'd still be doing it
Wow.
probably till like spring again.
Dang.
So I was glad that I just took that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. A moment in time.
Yeah.
Did you stay on like a night shift cycle? Like,
No.
okay.
When I was on nights,
Yeah.
no, I would flip. Even if I had one day off in the middle, I would still flip because I don't know. Some people can do that, but I don't think I could hang out by myself all night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would be
Like, what do you
weird.
do?
Just like sitting at home because
Yeah.
everything's closed.
Yeah, it's all night long
Yeah.
by yourself.
I feel like after a moment that would get really tiring. I
Yeah.
remember you came, I think you and your cousin Zach, who's also a nurse, came to a show that like at Green Acres that I did, and I didn't think you were gonna come because you worked that night. But you were like, I'd rather like see people and be social, and so you basically, it would be the equivalent of me waking up, going to a concert, and then going to work. But, like, you always have made it work just so that you can be outside in the sun.
I did good with it, I think, night shift. Like I had a really good like routine, and I would force myself to get up on my days, on my flip day, and I would just like get up and go to the gym or do something. Like I had to get up and go do something, and then I usually would actually sleep okay that night. It was like iffy. It would come in cycles. I would either wake up at like 4 a.m. and just be awake for the rest of the day, or I would sleep till forever. There's just no in between. Yeah.
What challenges and difficulties have you had to overcome in your career path?
It's a very hard career path, I would say, especially like going straight into such a specialized part of nursing, because it's like there's so much to it. Mm-hmm. There's so much to learn right off the bat, and there's so much that can go wrong, and there's just so much that you can't predict at all. So I remember just like every single day going. I remember my first day off orientation when I was like a fully functioning nurse on my own. I thought I was going to throw up before the shift, because I was like, who knows what's going to happen? And that is like the day in nursing school. Everyone gets so nervous for clinicals when they have first time in the hospital and stuff, but like that is the day, when your first day off your orientation, that you should be most nervous about, because that's when you're like your own nurse and you actually have to do it.
And you're entirely responsible, independent for your own actions and everything.
Yeah, and that's like the first time, because even on orientation, when you are past your boards or whatever, and you get like RN behind your name, you still have orientation. So like, and that's what I'm doing for these other nurses now. Like I'm responsible for them. Mm-hmm. So you want to make sure they're doing it right, obviously. But so someone was always responsible for me. And then the first day I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do it.
But you did it. You got through.
I did it.
Yeah.
I know, I did it. And now I'm like, it's just going to work. And I remember like just waiting for that day to happen where I could just feel like I'm just going to work. But it took like a year.
I mean, that sounds so intense, because were you 21 still whenever you were done with your internship with precepting, like your first day?
Yeah.
So well,
I was 22.
Okay. Even so, thinking, I don't know. I'm saying this like I'm like super old, but thinking back to when I was 22, I could not imagine walking in and being like, I might be helping deliver a baby today. I might be catching a baby.
Like, it's crazy.
That takes so much, I don't know, maturity and knowledge, and
there's a lot. It's just so much responsibility.
Yeah.
And it's like everyone has your back too. Like we're lucky enough. We have a lot of really good nurses that everyone just like catches everything you leave behind. So it was fine. Like everyone was kind of my preceptor when you come off orientation. Everyone's just watching and stuff, but still, I was like, oh my God, I have to do this now.
Yeah.
So that was what was our question? Challenges and difficulties?
Yeah.
I guess that was a big challenge. I guess that's like the main thing, is that like first year when you have to actually do it, you know?
And it's just, you have to go through it. Like there's no way around it.
You have no choice.
Yeah.
How did you work through it? Was it just like people supporting you, or like did you have any other ways?
Yeah, I mean, like our nurses are all super helpful and like will answer any question you had, and a lot of people come off orientation at the same time, so we all like understood each other and where we were at, and so we would all like, it's almost like team nursing. Like we would all just help each other, especially on night shift. It's like that. And then the more experience you get, like our floor is so busy, so the more deliveries I had and the more things I saw and learned and like talked to people about, and I'd talk to my mom after every shift because she's a labor nurse, and then you just get more comfortable with it.
Yeah, I was going to say it probably helps a lot to have other family members.
Yeah.
I mean, especially your mom being directly involved in your delivery, but like...
For sure.
I didn't grow up with anybody like in the medical field at all, and so like that whole concept was so foreign to me. But then I remember, I think it was the first time I met your parents.
Yeah.
I walked into your house. I think I was at your house for the first time. I think it was your mom's C-section.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
my God,
and
yeah.
It's like just a normal thing, which I think is so cool. But I was so foreign to me. But, like, the fact that that's just such a, I don't know. It's got to be really nice to have other people in the medical field.
It's so nice. And she, like, I mean, she's not old, but she's, like, 50.
She's so fit.
She's, oh my God.
She is. She's really fit. But she has so much experience. And a lot of, like, old nurses her age now, I feel like, are, like, old school. But she does so much research and everything. And, like, birth is interesting because birth has been around for ever.
Yeah.
Literally forever
Yeah.
and ever and ever and ever. So it's people are always like, how much can it change? Like, why is there always so much evidence and, like, new practices and all this stuff coming out? And we're like, oh, it's just so complicated. Like, there's so much to it. There's just always, like, a better way to do something or a better way to do this medication or something. But so, like, when I call her on the way home, she's not like old. She's not. It doesn't feel like I'm talking to, like, an old school nurse. I'm talking to someone who's, like, up to date on everything and actually is gonna, like, help me.
That's so cool.
With whatever problem or, like, thought I'm having. So it's nice.
And you guys got to go to a conference together, right? Was that
Yeah,
in New
we've gone to
Orleans?
2 conferences together.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any, like, advice that sticks out that you've gotten from your mom or someone else?
I think the biggest thing that always comes to my mind is, like, if you are in a situation or delivery or whatever, like, caring for this patient, you're working on the floor, and you have a thought of, like, maybe I should do this, or maybe I should do this. You just do it, you know, because you're having that thought. So just do it.
Yeah.
And just, like, trust your gut, you know.
Yeah.
No time to be indecisive.
Yeah. And, like, most of the time it's not going to cause any harm.
Yeah.
Maybe, like, a doctor would be like, why did you do that? But it doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like, you're always thinking about the patient.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a question about just, like, I know you said it's so different every single day, but what would a day in your work day look like from showing up and clocking in to leaving? Like,
Oh,
just
gosh.
pick a day. If you can.
Okay, well, I work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., so I leave the house at, like, 6:20. I don't really get home till 8 by the time I'm actually home.
Yeah.
You know, so I get to work. I change into our, like, hospital scrubs because we have to wear hospital scrubs, not our own scrubs because they're, like, cleaner. The hospital scrubs are cleaner, and we have to go in the operating room and it's sterile. So then I change into scrubs and clock in and everything, and then I go in the little report room, and they give out patient assignments. So they're like, Carly, you have room 8 today. I'm like, okay. Room 8, and then you go out to the nurse's station where night shift is hanging out, and who has room 8? And then whoever has room 8 comes over, and we, like, go do bedside report or just do it at the desk or something. And so whoever had that patient before will tell me everything what that's going on. And then we go in and meet the patient, and then go about the 12-hour shift. And sometimes you just never know what you're going to walk into. You could walk into a delivery. You could walk into someone who's delivered. You could walk into someone who's, like, actively pushing the baby out.
Wow.
You could walk into someone that's just sitting there, like, not even contracting. It's just, you just have no idea.
Dang.
Yeah. Could walk into someone actively dying. Bleeding out, like, you could walk into the operating room, someone's in a C-section, you just have no idea.
And that just, like, that could all happen with the shift change, so you just have to pick up and take over.
Yeah.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
That's so much more high stakes, I feel like. I don't know. I used to get so stressed out at work, like, I don't know, Maria had to have an intervention with me at one point, and, like, I thought about you. I was like, okay, she's dealing with life or death situations.
Yeah.
Like, the stuff I'm doing is not, but you are one of those demographics that Ashley is handling, like, very high stakes stuff all the time.
I know. That's why it's so stressful. And labor and delivery is the most highly litigated area of healthcare.
Is it really?
Yeah, because there's they can go back and open up our chart from our shift for the next 18 years.
Wow.
So, like, your charting has to be so good. Like, you need to be able to I need to be able to go back to my 12-hour shift a year ago, and based on my charting, be able to, like, know exactly what I did and what happened, you know?
Yeah.
So if I have to go to court for that case and, like, explain myself.
I don't know if you can answer this, but have you ever known someone that's had to do that?
Yeah,
or
it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it usually work itself out, or is it pretty serious?
It's mostly like the doctors have all the liability for that, but it's the nurses too. Like our licenses are on the line, so we need to protect ourselves with the way we're doing things. And like even if it's the doctor telling us to do something, we still have to be like, oh wait, this is my license. I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
This is like my license on the line. That doesn't feel right. So you still like obviously chart it all and everything, and then you could always, if it's really that bad, you could just switch patients and be like, I'm not working with that doctor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary. I had no idea that was the highest litigated field.
Yeah, because there's so much that can happen, like with birth injury and birth trauma, and the way like the labor is managed can have effects on the baby, like life term when it's born.
And I've heard some things about like, you technically have two patients, right? Like whenever it comes to the mother and the baby, like so you're managing both at the same time, which is the only time you're really doing something like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Double trouble, I guess.
It's intense. Yeah.
Sometimes triple trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, have you delivered twins?
Yeah.
Have you delivered triplets?
No. We had one set of triplets, like, in my 2.5 years I've been there, and I just remember, they weren't my patient, but I remember when they were there. I was there when they were born, and they're so cute. We, like, on their baby hats, we label them A, B, and C, because you cannot tell them apart.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
I was going to keep going up if you said yes.
Triplets.
Quadruplets?
Quads? No, I've never seen quads, but I've delivered probably 4 sets of twins. So they're not that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long have you been a nurse for?
Like 2.5 years.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
4 twins, yeah. That's interesting. What is that, not to like get graphic, but like, is it a lot harder to have twins, or is it pretty much a direct path after the first one?
Well, it depends on how they are positioned, like if they're head down, if both babies are head down. If baby A, which baby A is the twin that's presenting itself lower, I guess like closer to the exit, you could think.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be baby A, and then, so if baby A is head down, which we call vertex, then it will go for vaginal. If baby A is breech, then we'll just do a C-section.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I have a lot of times baby B, so like baby A delivers, everything's fine. Baby B suddenly has all this room without the other baby in there to like move and everything, so sometimes they'll flip breech, they'll get like caught up on their umbilical cord, or that's kind of when things go wrong, is when baby B is in there by himself and they can flip breech or deliver breech or whatever. So you always have to be ready to flip to doing an emergency C-section after baby A comes out.
So your mom obviously influenced you to go into nursing. Is there anything else?
I don't know. She like had such an influence on me from when I was so young that I can't really like differentiate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't have done it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just because of her. So like, I guess I did just always want to be a nurse. I think just her, like job satisfaction always was like, that's so cool. She never complained about going to work.
That's a huge sign.
Yeah, like she
That's
just
crazy.
always was like, always said, I love my job. I have so much fun at work. And I remember being like, Mom, you don't want to go to work today, right? And she's like, no, I want to go to work. Like, she just loved going to work. And I was like, that's so cool. And she's like, you know her. Like, she's one of the happiest people ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She just lives life to the fullest. I was like, I want to be like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be an inspiration, too. I feel
Yeah.
like if I were young, that would have directed me that way.
Yeah. And all her friends, like her closest nursing friends, were all labor nurses. And I was like, they're I don't know. I wanted to be in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then labor was just like, I don't know, women are amazing and birth is amazing and it's just cool to be a part of. So, yeah.
That's so, I don't know, it's so empowering.
It is empowering. If you ever witness like an unmedicated natural delivery, you're going to be like, oh my God.
Are those,
How
many of your...
How do we do that?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Is it common for people to go natural? It is.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually the patients that are going to do it come in with like a doula or a birth plan or like a very strict birth plan. Like they have done all the prep.
Gotcha.
They've like basically trained for it because like labor is a marathon, so you can't just come in and like think you're going to do it. Like you have to do all the prep, you know?
Yeah.
So you can usually tell the patients who are going to do it. when you like in the first couple minutes
They're
of meeting them.
determined.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I think you're gonna do it. And still, like first time deliveries and labors can be 12 to 48 hours. So we were like I had a patient the other day, and we were like mentioning she's just getting tired. She's been laboring for like 24 hours unmedicated, and we're like, it's not you can't handle the pain at some point. It's not that the pain is too much. Like you were handling the pain perfectly fine. It's the fatigue. You haven't slept in 24 hours. So like that's what gets people to get an epidural, I feel like sometimes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess what would your ideal be, and like maybe on both sides, like as a nurse, and then if you're the one delivering, like what would your ideal scenario be? Like your perfect.
Yeah. I don't know, as a nurse, it's like it's all birth is birth. You know, like there's no right way to deliver a baby. There's no better one way is better than the other. It's all just like as long as the mom is healthy and the baby's healthy, then that's great. That's the main goal. Like I write that on the whiteboard every day. It's like our goal is safe delivery and have a healthy mom and a healthy baby. It doesn't matter how it happens, you know.
Yeah.
But I will say it's nice. It's nice when patients come in already in active labor to the hospital, so they're like, I don't know, painfully contracting like every 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes or so, and they're in active labor, so like, I don't know, 4 to 6 centimeters, maybe like 6 centimeters, and they just deliver a baby like rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so nice. Like we don't even really, sometimes I don't even make it in the room. That is like awesome. I love when that happens because it's so like pure, you know?
Yeah.
But as the patient, I don't know. I've like thought about that a lot. I don't know how I would want my delivery to go.
Yeah.
It just all comes back to how is the baby going to be healthiest and the mom going to be healthiest, you know?
Right.
Whatever happens, but like that's the main thing.
Because like you can plan and plan, but then you never know.
Yeah,
exactly.
you never know what's going to happen. And so I always like tell my patients when I first meet them, like the best plan is no plan because you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It could change at any second.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know how many babies you've delivered?
Oh, I have a list on my phone. I don't know where my phone went. It's like 150 or something. Wow. Yeah.
And you've got a jar, right? The baby jar?
I had a jar, but I don't really do it anymore.
Okay.
It was too much to keep up with.
Yeah. After a certain point.
It's your job.
Yeah.
I wonder how many babies your mom's delivered.
Oh my gosh, I wish she kept track. So many.
Yeah.
It's insane. But she's had a ton, but we do a lot more deliveries than her hospital does because we're a bigger hospital. So we do like 300 to 400 a month, and they do, I don't know, maybe like half that, if that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Still.
So it's not uncommon to have 2 to 3 deliveries in a shift.
Wow. Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was ever a shift where you might not have a delivery at all, or you're just on something else.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like it's all cycle, you know, like labor's. I mean, I guess our whole unit is like just a cycle, so it just depends on at what point you're entering that cycle, you know.
Yeah.
So if it's like the beginning of someone who's having their first baby, then they probably won't have a baby for me.
Yeah.
Because they could be there for like 48 hours.
Okay, I guess in my head, I feel like I'm so clueless about birth. Like, I just assume, like, moms come in and they're, like, their water's broken. They're, like, ready to have a baby. Is that, like, not commonly the case?
I mean, sometimes, like, I could talk about this for so long.
This is great.
There's so much to it. But, so we have people, there's, like, different categories. People who come into triage, and let's just talk about laboring, not, like, other pregnancy complications. Let's just talk about laboring. So patients who come into triage and they're like, I think I'm in labor, but I don't know. And triage is like the ER, like our ER. Like they have to go through triage before they're admitted to our floor. So come in and be like, I think I'm in labor, or I think my water broke, or I'm really, really painful contracting and I want to make sure I can be admitted and have the baby or something. So we like triage them and determine if their water's broke or if they actually are laboring or what. So sometimes we'll like check their cervix and okay, they're 3 centimeters. But like women can walk around the planet at 3 centimeters all the time. or like 6 centimeters sometimes. Like you can walk around for weeks at a certain dilation or whatever. So we'll check them, and like that's our starting point, and then send them on a walk or put them in the bathtub, or like let them do something for an hour, and then have them come back, and we'll recheck their cervix. And if they've made change, because labor is defined as cervical change. So if their cervix has changed, then okay, you're in labor, you get to stay. So then we like put them in a hospital room or in a labor room and get them going and see what's going to happen. And then there's patients who come in for inductions for a medical reason. So we're like, they're not in labor. We're putting them into labor with medication for a medical reason. So like whatever's happening in their pregnancy, it's kind of, we need to get them delivered. Like they shouldn't be pregnant anymore. So it could be like preeclampsia, high blood pressure. There's a bunch of stuff. So there's medical inductions where they come in like an appointment almost. Like they bring their stuff for a sleepover and we check them in, and then we start giving them medication to get their labor started. And then there's elective inductions. So people who are totally healthy, have no problems at all, and they're like, I just want to have a baby. I'm tired of being pregnant. I just want to get these contractions going and deliver. So those are like our lowest priority on scheduling and staffing and everything. And then there's like scheduled C-sections. There's so many other things that can come in. There's antepartum patients, like people who are trying to keep pregnant, all that stuff.
Wait, at what point can you decide to be in labor?
What do you mean?
Wait, isn't that what the third one was essentially?
The elective induction?
Yeah.
Those people are just like, I'm 39 weeks pregnant and I don't want to be pregnant anymore, so I want to have a baby. Okay. What do you mean?
What about people that are like past their due date? Or do they fall into those?
Those are medical.
Oh, they are?
Yeah. Yeah, because at some point, if you're not delivered after like 41 weeks, then your placenta gets very tired and it doesn't function as well. So it like kind of becomes unsafe. I mean, like,
it's like a risk.
It's fine,
right?
but
yeah.
It's not like the highest priority medical that you could have. But it's definitely, you need to get delivered because your placenta is not going to work very good.
Interesting. Yeah. I had no idea about the whole induction thing until probably the last year.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. And then, it's just so interesting to think about. You could show up and think that you're laboring and think that you're ready to go, and then you're not.
It happens so often. Yeah. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Because you can contract at home for days and be like, I have to be in labor, and you come in and they're like 1 centimeter.
It's got to be miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it more common for first-time moms?
Yeah. I'm like, I'm sorry, but you're not in labor.
It's going to get worse.
It's going to get so much worse. Just wait.
Have you seen, like, any interesting things that the moms do, like, for handling pain? Like, I know you mentioned music. Yeah. Didn't one woman, like, she was, like, playing rap music during her delivery? Yeah.
There's, like, speakers in the room. Patients can bring in whatever they want. We have birth balls, the tub. People get in the tub a lot. Music is good. We have an acupuncturist on our floor that can come do acupuncture.
That's nice.
And fix you. She can, like, induce contractions. It's so weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The one, like, kind of weird one is, there's so many different tricks, but this one always weirded me out at first, is, like, you squeeze a comb.
Oh.
I've heard that to do that, like, during contractions.
Yeah. While they're contracting, they'll squeeze a comb.
And it just takes it here?
It just redirects the pain signals and stuff. It's kind of funky.
That is funky.
But it works for people.
I wonder if that's, like, been one that's been used for thousands and thousands of years that's still being used.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's cool.
I don't know what happened back then. People died, I guess.
Yeah. Good thing we have labor and delivery nurses now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. It's definitely, I don't know. Birth has always been kind of a scary concept for me. So, like, hearing you talk about it more has definitely made it seem much more, like, normal and approachable and not, like, I'm sure it's scary, but it's, like, you said that it's been happening for years and years and years. And so many times that's, like, just happens perfectly normal, right? And whatever normal is.
Yeah, it does. But I think that's what people get so caught up on, too. They're like, my body was made to do this. people have been doing it for years, and yeah, that's true, but people also died a lot
Yeah.
during birth and everything. So like now it's nice we have so many more tools and things to help people have a vaginal birth that like would never happen hundreds of years ago. I don't know what happened, but sometimes patients really like need an epidural, or they actually need Pitocin or something to get them a vaginal delivery.
Yeah.
Where like I don't know, they would just labor forever and ever and ever. I don't know what would happen. I don't know.
That reminds me of another question we had.
Yes.
So do you think like knowing so much about birth makes you less scared to like give birth someday, or more scared?
I don't know. Everyone's different. Like our nurses who have delivered on our floor and stuff, I think I really trust the people that I work with and like the doctors and everything. So I would know like they would handle it, whatever would happen. I would feel really good about where I was. But I don't know. I don't think you know until you're pregnant.
That's
and going through
until
it.
You're there.
Or like I haven't really even known anyone really close to me that's been pregnant. So Jacqueline,
Did you fix that?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I think
that was one thing
I'm
we
kind of
talked
a
about.
worrier. Like I think I would think about all the things that could go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, you would know them all. I wouldn't have any idea where to start.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But then also I've seen it go well so many times. So I know like that's probably what will happen. It's going to be fine. But I've also seen it go like horribly wrong so many times too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Could you be Jacqueline's nurse if she was delivering a baby?
I could, but I don't think she wants me to.
Oh, we did talk about this, yeah. Well, like, I guess legally, is there that rule with family if you're not blood relatives, or is that... Well, maybe, you know...
Tammy and Carly could be...
I was feeling a little self-conscious when we had that conversation, but I don't
care. It's not my it's up to you.
But
I am not offended.
But I trust you, so, like, maybe we'll see.
But also, like, I haven't had the opportunity to care for anyone that I'm like really close with.
Yeah.
So it might just actually stress me out too much.
I would understand that too, like,
because if something were to happen, I would like never forgive myself. You know.
You could just be right outside the door and like be the first person. You know, that we see.
And like I could be there for labor support and like at the delivery if you want. But I don't want to be responsible for the nursing side of it.
No, that totally makes sense. Yeah, because that's a huge pressure on you.
It's like getting to go to the wedding instead of being in the wedding.
Yes.
Yeah, you get to enjoy the.
Yes, like I don't have to take care of any wedding planning.
Yeah.
Or make sure it's going perfect or anything. I just get to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We can deal with that when it comes.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for new nurses or like people just graduating college?
Just college in general or nursing school?
Oh, nursing school.
Okay, nursing school. Oh my gosh. People just are so nervous about it, and it is very stressful, and it's normal to be nervous, and it's good to be nervous. If you were like overconfident about everything, that's the kind of nurse that you should be really scared of, because like no one knows everything. Mm-hmm. So if someone's acting like they know everything, we're always like, that's a red flag. There's no way you know everything. So I think like just being ready to learn and soak it all up as much as you can.
Yeah.
And just like trust that you'll get all the experience and you'll have help and everything, and you'll get to the point where you just are like going to work and it's not like you're gonna throw up every day.
Yeah.
The day will come where it will be fine.
When do you think it was like a year after that you've like
I think most people will say that too. It's like a year.
Yeah. That's good advice though, to like soak it all in and just accept that it's gonna be stressful, but that you are gonna get past it.
Yeah. And it's just hard. Mm-hmm. It's so hard. It's so exhausting. I remember just like my days off work in the beginning, I was so grateful to just not be thinking. Mm-hmm. I just didn't want to think anymore, because at work you're like trying to learn it all, but also you're trying to do it right, and everything you do you're like, well, did I do that right? I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's so exhausting. And then every time I was at home, I was like, I finally don't have to think. I can just sit here.
Did you ever catch yourself like laying awake at night, or I guess during the daytime, was you're trying to fall asleep and like thinking about what you did and be like, oh, I could have done that better. I should have done this different.
Yeah, up to 100% all the time. It still happens like all the time. It's just part of the job. Yeah. And like especially in emergencies and when things go so wrong, and you look back at it and look at the whole story of how everything played out, you're gonna look back at it after the fact. Like hindsight's 20/20, you know. You're gonna look at it and be like, I should have done that, should have done that, should have done that, should have done that. But you just don't know in the moment.
Yeah.
You just do the best you can.
Yeah. What do you think there are any specific personality traits that you would recommend? Like, if someone's trying to figure out their career, and like, what traits do you think would fit a labor and delivery nurse?
You have to have thick skin because like the doctors are gonna get mad. You need to be able to stand up for like yourself and your patient and be like, no, the patient actually wants to deliver on hands and knees, not on their back. Like, actually, the patient wants to deliver here. Like, you need to stand, like, I mean, not in the beginning, maybe, but at some point, you get to a point where you're comfortable enough to, like, talk back a little bit.
Yeah.
And, like, really stand your ground for what you know that your patient wants. Because we're the ones that are, like, with them for 12 hours. You know, the doctor comes in for the delivery, literally. They come in, they poke their head in every once in a while, and then we call them for delivery. The rest of it is us, like the nurse. So I think having to have thick skin and like being very determined and
you have to be like assertive, I feel like.
Yes, that's a good word. I can't think of the words.
It's
words very assertive. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the fact
probably
that
in all
advocate.
Parts of nursing.
Yeah.
That's like a huge part of birth. And labor and stuff, because it's a big moment for these people. Like, it's a life-altering event, and birth traumas are very real things. So you have to advocate for the patient a lot for like the birth that they want, and a lot of it is like education to the patient too, and kind of setting the expectation of how things are going to go and stuff. But
is positioning something that comes up a lot between like patients and doctors as far as like hands and knees, like the tub or anything like that? Yeah, like it's so much easier for the nurse too, like for everyone besides the patient, to deliver on their back with their legs up in the stirrups. It's just cleaner, it's easier to get the baby out, it's just like sometimes can be safer to get the baby out too, because of the way you just have more access to help get the baby out. But it's not usually as comfortable for like an unmedicated mom delivering to deliver like that on their back. Sometimes it is, sometimes it works, but a lot of times they want to be like in a different position, standing or on their hands and knees or side or whatever. It can deliver a baby in any position you want. But a lot of not a lot, some doctors will come in and be like, okay, you have to get on the bed for this baby to come out. Like, the baby's just gonna come out. You do not have to be on your back for the baby to come out, but that is a big thing, like positioning. That's interesting.
Like, it's like one of the first things they say when they, in the morning or whatever, when we're like setting him up in the room, they're like, I really want to push on my side, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine, like, do whatever you want. I'm gonna let you do whatever you want. This is your experience. And a lot, like, our hospital's really good about doing a whole hour of, like, the golden hour, skin to skin after delivery, and delayed cord clamping, and delivering in whatever position you want, and, like, being off the monitor, because you're attached to a lot of stuff a lot of times to make sure the baby is doing okay. But, like, being off the monitor when you can be off the monitor, and, like, doing we're just, like, really good about that, and I think patients don't really realize that it can go that way.
Like, it's them. That nice,
Like, that's how it is. That's just how it is every time for all of our patients. They think that they have this image of how it's going to go, and we're going to clamp and cut the cord and take the baby, like, super far away and not even give the baby to the mom, and then, like, clean him off, and then get, like, I don't know what they have, but that seems to be, like, the image they have.
I'm sure it's changed over time, too. Like, I remember my mom gave birth to me at a naval hospital, and she was trying to give them her birth plan because she was going unmedicated with me after she had my older sister, and she was trying to, like, advocate for herself, and this was obviously 28 years ago in Florida at a naval hospital, and I think someone said to her, I think it was the doctor that was like, honey, if the Marine Corps wanted your husband to have a wife, they would have issued him one. Like, we're gonna do whatever we want to do. And so, like, I'm sure it's changed over time too.
Yeah,
like,
it has.
Yeah,
It
so
totally has. It's I think it's much better now. And I think the Midwest is like really behind.
Yeah.
The South is really behind and all that, but like where we live, it's pretty modern for the most part.
Well, that's really reassuring to
Yeah.
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I know.
Scale of 1 to 10. How much do you love your job?
10.
Yeah.
Honestly,
10.
like
Yeah.
it's really hard, and I still come home some days and I'm like, oh my god, why do I do this? Why did that happen today? Like what even just occurred over those 12 hours? There's no way I get paid enough for what I just did. But then like I just had that feeling like last week when I got home, and I was like, ugh, that was really hard. And then the next day I had like the most perfect delivery, and the mom and dad were so happy, and they like loved me, and the doctor was like taking a picture of me with the patient because he like he loved me too. I don't know, I guess I did like, I don't know what I did, but he was like, let me take a picture with you guys, and Carly, get in the picture. And I was like, oh, okay. And the baby, it was just like so fun, and I was like, okay, I guess I like this. So there's always happens, like you get the shittiest day ever, whatever like goes down, and then you get reminded of it, like, okay, yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
So 10.
That's awesome.
Glad to hear it.
Well, you were our first guest ever on the Wait, Who Are You podcast, so thank you for
You're
coming and
welcome.
hanging out with us. It's been so fun, and I feel like we learned a lot. And
I know, was it educational?
Yeah, it was really educational.
Okay.